So here's the thing that I don't understand. I don't understand how, after all this time that we've been around, after all this time that we've been on this earth, it's so hard for people to just be. It's like every day we have to just find our little stressors. Every day we have to point it out. Every day we have to be like, "Oh, that pisses me off." But why? 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 I used to be like that. And then I just one day took a breath and realized that this whole thing is not as hard as people seem to think it is. Life is not that hard. Being alive, being a person, having respect for one another is not hard. Knowing that they, just like you, don't like when bad things happen, when people are mean, when people are rude, when people are obnoxious for no reason. They don't no Nobody likes that. Being degrading to women, nobody likes that. All this whole thing about with it in gangster rap with bitches and hoes and all that stuff. What are you showing our children? What would you I don't want to see a world where my son grows up and the women he wants to date refer to themselves as bitches and hoes even more than they do now. Degrade themselves even more than they do now. It's not respectable as a person to walk around where in with normal clothes, for normal clothes, like just walking around town and you're basically naked. And I don't mean that from a conservative point of view. I mean that from like you're wearing just basically like a G-string walking around. That's not attractive. Women, you're degrading yourselves. You're destroying yourselves. You separate yourselves from each other. Men, we do the same thing. We have this hierarchy class system where you have to be you have to look like this or stand like this or be like this to merit something or do or accomplish something. Every single person on this planet is capable of accomplishing great things. Every single being on this planet is equally as capable of each other in great, insurmountable deeds for life. But we sit here and we divide ourselves. We divide ourselves saying that we're not good enough. We divide ourselves saying that he's different than I am. Mankind is one race on this planet. Mankind is one race. We are no different. The coloring of our skin was based off of topography, where we just so happened to randomly end up when our spirits entered this earth. Or however you want to look at it. Because that's something else that bothers me. Something else that like this whole thing on religion, this religious thing, this separation. And I understand that humans need separation in some rights to feel as though they have this sense of individuality, and everybody does. But faith and religion are all about harmony. Harmony, peace, and love. That is what faith and religion is about. Every major religion on this planet and every minor religion on this planet. It is about solidarity, becoming together. At least that's my opinion of it. Faith is faith. Faith is for you. Faith is for you to know that you are loved by your Father, whoever it may be, whichever name, whichever area it's from. It doesn't matter. Because in the end, we all have a heavenly body. In the end, we all have a heavenly figure. And in the end, we will all go there. And it might just turn out. It might just turn out that they were all the same person. And we were squabbling over something that is not all that important. Because it is for you. It is for your heart. At least, that's my opinion. There's just everything going on. And we can go on to religion even more, because there's another topic that it bridges off into. And that's war in the Middle East. The average human being, the average person in the United States does not want war. We do not want to fight anybody because we know the mortality of it. These politicians and everybody out there, these people who are just controlling us like pawns on a chessboard, however you want to say it, but like, we know the mortality. Our mothers, our fathers, our sisters, our brothers, our family members die. They don't come back. And we grieve and we get mad. And some of us take it out in the wrong way. But there's no reason for it. Absolutely, positively, no reason for war. There's no necessity for war in this world. If we all just decided, hey, why do these invisible lines that don't actually restrict me matter? Why do these matter? Yeah, I know this is where you live. But you know what? If we just said, hey, what's up, bro? It would all be cool. I mean, that's and I don't mean to say, there aren't tensions. I don't mean to say there aren't these hard things in life. I don't mean to say that these aren't there. I don't mean to say that they don't exist. What I mean to say is breathe. Calm down. And let's talk about this like adults. I mean to say hatred and anger and envy and violence and all these negative emotions don't have a necessity to exist. I mean to say what people need to do is learn, read, expand your horizons, think about things. Think about things. That is the greatest thing in the world, is the need to think about things. Oh my. When you ponder, when you sit idle or not so idle, and you just mull over a thought. Just think about it. Think about it as deeply as you can, and then expand those deep thoughts that you've gotten into another set of thoughts. If you bridge between things, you can think, you can feel that the philosophies that should fall into these categories. You should feel these things. Politics, international politics, should be based off of not just political correctness, sovereignty, and everything else, but they should be based off of, hey, how does this make you feel? Like, if I come into your country and you don't want me there, are you gonna feel like you want to kill me? Okay, if I shoot you and start something over here and you come back at me, we're going to feel like wanting to kill you. This is a reciprocal thing. This is a cycle. All these wars that we're in right now are we're being it's what is being paid for, whether by a false flag event or by an actual thing. If it's a real thing, you know no, I know that it's not a real thing. It's way too organized. But if you look at it from this sense, we funded these groups. The United States funded these groups. And this isn't like I know everything. I just want to make that clear. This isn't I know everything. This is just my feeling on it because this is how real people operate. You know, there is no reason for this. There is no reason for endless and senseless bloodshed. There is no reason for people to exterminate each other. There's no reason for people to hate each other. There's only reason for people to help each other. Because we are not strong by ourselves. Humans as a species are not strong by themselves. They are a tribal species. We need others, and we are only as strong as the weakest link in our chain. But it seems now that our entire chain is rusted. We need to do something. We need to stand up. We all have ideas. If we all put our lifetime's worth of ideas together as adults, we could come up with millions and billions of years of strategies and how to bring about a scientific revolution, a change in what we are, a change in where we're going. If we just work together. We have millions of years of experience already. Billions and trillions probably. No, trillions, because we have 6.8 billion people on the planet. So, yeah. Trillions. And we're here. Just imagine where we could be if we all just cooperated with each other. If instead of just inhabiting the same place, because this is true in the work world just as much as it is in the real world. When we go to work and we work in a building and we work around all these other people that we either don't know or do know because we fractured off into our little groupings. But within all this, there's one fatal flaw in most places that you work at. And that fatal flaw is there is no teamwork between people. If we have one voice, if we come together and stand up as American citizens and as world people and say that we have rights, we deserve this, we deserve these things, we could change the world. I want to change the world.